Sure. That, awesome win for us. Really proud of the way the team responded with UNH's many runs that they made. UNH is a tough team. Every time we've played them, they've come out really strong, really aggressive with strong pace. So we knew we wanted to have a good start, and I thought we did. And then, we would push the lead, they would come back. We would push the lead, they would come back. They got a little bit of momentum there going into halftime. They had a couple scores, at the end of the shot clock, the end of the quarters. And then in that third quarter, they scored pretty quickly on us. And we knew that they were going to make runs. We knew that they were going to be changing up their defenses. They had played zone and player-to-player against us most recently. But, that fourth quarter, our composure, our poise, Lily coming up with, she's just so clutch, hitting big shots, and Megan just giving us such a lift in terms of just her three-point shooting, but also just the way she was probing the defense, getting to the basket, making extra passes. To have almost five players in double figures, that just makes us really dangerous. And we knew that rebounding was going to be a big issue. They were out-rebounding us for a little while, and then we caught up on the rebound, aspect. But really just proud of our overall effort, terrific execution, and a really great finish in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Megan, just kind of two-part. Could you just kind of speak to just kind of how you stay ready when you are called upon for kind of like an extended run like that? And then also just the team's depth just kind of makes it possible for a lot of players to step up. Just what is that like to play in a system like that?
Yeah, as far as me staying ready, I'm a senior. This is my fourth year playing college basketball, so I kind of know what I need to do and how I should approach games. And also, I think it's just like my preparation and practice, how we practice. But like our depth too, like you said, like we have anyone on any given night that can score in double digits, that can make big plays, that can play extended minutes. I think that's just like how versatile we are, and like that's a strength for us is our depth that we didn't have last year. But as far as me being ready, it's all like a mindset, and I think it's just all the coaches with how they prepare us.
Exactly. For both of you guys, I've seen some players / teams panic when like the start doesn't go the way you think it's gonna go for whatever reason. Was it something that coach said, or was it just that you guys it seemed like there was a calm? So was it something that she said, or was it just you guys knowing that at some point you were gonna turn aside and
I think we did kind of just like take a deep breath, like just remember like how we play as a team, and that there was still a lot of game left. I think it's just about like patience, going back to like what we practice, and just being ready.
I think also too, they made some tough shots and they made some plays in the third quarter, and our offense was kind of stagnant and it wasn't how we wanted to. But coach was like, the one thing she said in a timeout was, don't let our defense affect our offense, and don't let our offense affect our defense. So like they were making tough shots, and then we were kind of, I think, like getting really tight on the offensive end. And then once we settled down and we realized that like they are taking these tough shots, but we're making them take tough shots. It's not like they're getting anything easy on us, and then we just attacked them on the other side in the fourth quarter.
You guys will have Maine in the next round semifinal. Just your early thoughts on taking on Maine there.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a competitive game. It always is. They're a really good team. They're very disciplined, and we've played each other a lot throughout the years. So I think it's just going to be really competitive, and yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all just with the matchups. What we did in the regular season and conference doesn't matter. It's conference play, so we know what their strengths are, and we just need to prepare for these next 3 days for the game.
Lily, for you, you had the toughest defensive assignment tonight when you were out there. Just when you have an assignment like that, you still have 15 points. Just how do you kind of balance offense, defense when probably defense is more important for you?
Yeah, I think I really just try to focus the most on the defensive end, like you said. I think it's like it really helps us just push forward our offense. So, yeah, I think balancing-wise, I don't really try to think too much about the offense. I think I just try and see like what the defense is going to give us and just play team basketball, play the way we've been practicing. So I really just try and focus on defense.
With the champ, if you could just speak about her playing, the difficulty she was giving you guys. She could have came out every time that ball in the hand, you could see everybody like exception. And she worried that ball is gonna go in. If you could just speak about what the difficulty she was giving you guys in the game tonight.
Yeah, she's a very versatile player. I mean, she can score on all 3 levels, and I think she's also just a very confident player. So guarding a player like that, like Lily had the task tonight, but I think like with her confidence and like their offense is predicated on her getting the ball and her taking those tough shots, but she's been making those tough shots. I think we just had to live with like the shot selection that she was taking. We just couldn't give her anything easy because like she'll hurt us in those ways.
Yeah, agreed. She's a great player. I've watched her in the past. She was a freshman last year with my sister at Rhode Island, so I've watched her quite a decent amount. So it's really awesome to just see like the player she's come into at New Hampshire. She's super confident, like Meg said. She's a threat at all 3 levels, so she's going to be really difficult in the future.
For either of you guys, speaking on mentality going into that next game, what are you guys thinking about defensively, offensively that you guys want to improve? Even though New Hampshire did have a really big third quarter, you guys were able to come back. What are you guys thinking about mentally going into that next game?
I think we just can't let them score in runs, and I think our transition defense, we just need to match up quicker, like talk more. That's I think where UNH hurt us, was just off our own miscommunication, our own mistakes. They didn't score on us when we had the assignments that we wanted to, and we were following our ball screen defense, our help side defense. So I think with Maine, it's just all about, like, we haven't done any scout yet, so we'll figure that out in the next 3 days, but I think it's all just, we can't have our mistakes affect how they play, and we can't give them anything easy.
Yeah, as seniors, there's still a lot of basketball left. Can you guys just talk about how much fun you're having in this moment?
Yeah, I mean, we're both seniors, so any one of these games, it could be our last. So I think we're really just trying to play with each other and for each other and just continue to have fun because you only get 4 years and it's coming up for us, so.
Yeah, I mean, this is the most fun I've had playing basketball, so definitely don't want it to end, and it doesn't feel like it's ending. So when we're reminded, I kind of have to like take a step back and just take everything for granted.
Yeah, this question is from Lily. Being that you won tonight, you guys won tonight. There's another school down the I-95 that won a tournament today that your sister's on. Do you guys, how do you guys communicate after the game? I'm pretty sure. Is it through text? Is it through phone? How does that conversation?
Yeah, we definitely text every day, just keeping in touch. Like I texted her before her game this morning, and then she just texted me after this game. So we try to keep in touch, FaceTime every day. So yeah, my parents are down there right now just because they play like the 5 days in a row. So they'll be done before our next game. But yeah, I just try and keep in touch with her as much as possible. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what time we're going to practice, but if it conflicts, I always just try and rewatch it, try not to look at the score.
Anything else? Does anyone have anything else? Okay. Thank you, Lily. Megan.
Great job, guys. Good job. Good interviews. Great job. Great games.
They in that third quarter with some momentum, a little bit tighter than you probably would hope going forward. Just the response you get early forward, just what did you make of that? What did you like with what you saw?
I was really just, I was really proud of the way that the team responded when New Hampshire was making their runs, and they made multiple runs. And I think what was happening a little bit is that the floor was really spread because they were pressuring us so much. So we felt like to take them off the dribble. And every time we were dribbling, they were poke checking, we were turning it over. And we didn't have that many turnovers, but they were very ill-advised times during that run. And then I called a timeout at the end of the third quarter. We turned it over again. But I just said, we're in control. We're in the lead. We're in control. We need to take a deep breath. But what we're doing is we're trying to do everything off the dribble and quickly. We need to move the ball. We need to get paint touches. We need to probe the defense. Because we never were really able to get into that steady diet against their zone because it was really extended. They had their tandem. And I think once we really settled in with our zone offense and we were able to get the high post touches that we wanted, the paint touches, getting Kayla a couple easy baskets, and then the inside-out attack with knocking down those shots was huge because we were settling for jumpers that weren't going down and we were one and done. So I think we just worked the ball a little bit more and we were able to really settle down and answer that third quarter kind of lull for us and run for them and just really respond with a great fourth quarter.
Coach, I know you've been a number one seed before, probably last year. Correct. Was it that?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Close, but no cigar.
Point I'm making is, point I'm making is that being that you have a good memory, you've been through a lot of basketball since you've been here. I remember back then in a certain situation with your number 8 seed, that almost pulled an upset on number 1 seed and take it to overtime. So with that experience, coming into this game with this mentality, with the game didn't start off the way it did, they looked like they were coming back, how much is that game experience from that previous situation helping you this?
I mean, I thought about that game a lot, actually, that Stony Brook game where we were then, we never led. I mean, we never trailed in that game until the last possession when they tied it to send it to overtime, and we were in a position to upset them. But I also called on an experience when I was at Army West Point where we were the 1 seed and we got upset by Colgate as the 8th seed after they gave us the Player of the Year, the Rookie of the Year, the Coach of the Year. We swept the awards, and that's why we really talked a lot today about just how awesome it is and what an honor it is to get selected by the coaches to receive and be recognized for Player of the Year and all conference. But those really are distractions to what we want to do right now. And to be successful in March and in a playoff situation, you really have to put your blinders on and you have to approach every game the same way that you've done all year. And so, obviously that's in the back of my head, but this is this year, this is this team, and you really always have to call on those experiences, but you say, okay, well, this is a different team. We have different players, and in this team, we do have 6 seniors and graduate students, and a lot of winning, and a lot of winners, and a lot of winning mentality. And great players make coaches look really, really smart. Okay, and I knew that if I put them in positions to be successful, if I told them, what to look for, I knew it was in their hands, and I trusted them, and I told them to trust their preparation. We've been working really hard. So, again, those things can creep into your mind, but that just causes stress, and then you can't access your stuff. You can't be the best version of yourselves. You can't be the best version of your team. So the narrative we're talking about all the time is, to control what we can control, eliminate the distractions, try to be the best version of ourselves by giving effort and energy, and then whatever the outcome is, we'll accept that outcome because, we gave our best effort, and that releases that stress of we have to win or we don't want to lose. You just focus on doing what you're capable of doing, and then the outcome takes care of itself.
So speaking of your versatility, having an insane amount of offensive firepower, Megan knocking down some really crucial threes and other players coming up with really good shots at really crucial times. What's it like, just like speaking on the mentality and just also the versatility that you have going into the next game with what you want to keep doing, what you're looking for, and what you can really build off of from this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think, when you have 4 players in double figures and almost 5 players in double figures, Jess has been averaging like 18 points in the last 4 games, and she only had 8 points tonight. And then you have Megan Herder step up. And I mean, some of the times they were hitting shots, and I was just like, wow, like that's a big shot. You know what I mean? And watching your players do that, you're so proud of them and so happy for the team. But, I think we just need to keep the ball moving. And, when they were running the zone, we couldn't just get a steady diet of getting the ball into Kayla. And Kayla had, 12 points tonight, but she had 5 assists. And that's the best thing about her this year, is that she's not pressing when she's not getting her shots. She's just letting the game come to her. And it's not like we have one person that we have to go to in order to be successful. So it was really nice to see Megan step up and give us those great minutes. Casey hit some big shots, but really just Lily's play on both ends. That's what we really need. We need that type of, balanced attack to defeat a team like Maine. And then on the flip side, it's just, you have to defend. And there was too many opportunities where, in that third quarter when they're making their runs, where, we're letting UNH go coast to coast or get a rebound and get a paint touch. We're not stopping the ball. So those things we got to clean up. And, if you make a mistake against Maine defensively, they make you pay. And you got to be really locked in. And I know it's going to be a tough game, so we're going to really focus on our preparation there.
Jackson?
Ending the regular season, the last 2 opponents were able to score north of 50 on you guys, and you're back to the winning team under 50 in this game, which we saw most of in February. Was that just a sense of urgency that's playoffs, or was there some adjustment there that was made in order to hold for just 44 points tonight?
Yeah, I mean, after their 15-point third quarter, and we always want to keep teams under 14 points, a quarter. But, I think they really started pressing. I mean, they were just chucking up shots, really, and it felt very out of control. And that's a hard way to play as a player. You know what I mean? They were dribbling down. They were going one-on-one. They were forcing the issue on us. So it actually felt like they were scoring more because they were just attacking us so much. But we came up with big stops. We got big rebounds. I thought we came up with a lot more 50-50 plays than we had earlier in the game, where they were coming up with the 50-50 plays or the loose balls. We just showed a lot of toughness down the stretch, and to hold them to 8 points and then to turn around and hit 24 points. I mean, that certainly was the game, and we needed that. We needed that fourth quarter and great momentum going into our next game.
Deshaun?
Just the overall kind of balance you guys have, and just the shooting numbers and the threes. Just when you put this team together, I mean, is this the blueprint of what you're hoping this looks like this time of year?
Yeah, I mean, we want to be, shooting a high percentage. We're shooting in the 50s. I don't want to look at the free throw percentage, because that's 0. But, yeah, you want to have a balanced attack. You want to feel good. You want to feel like, we're not hiding players, or we're not having to worry about when somebody's on the floor. We want to be able to play fast, much different than we've played any other year that I've coached here. We're pushing the tempo. We're being opportunistic. But really, that's fueled from our defense. So that's all we talk about, is getting the stops, finishing with box outs, which rebounding has been, something that we've been really focusing on. It's a little bit of, a weakness for our team, but being able to run in transition. And, that's what you want to see in March. You want to see 4, almost 5 players in double figures, because then, that's really hard to scout.
Hey, Coach, it's Monday, the next game, so you got 3 days. Are you giving your team the day off tomorrow to relax and enjoy this win? Or?
Are you going to go back and tell them? Because I keep them on their toes. I mean, I think right now, we've got a lot of old ladies on our team, and rest and recovery is essential. And we've focused a lot since the beginning of February. And really since that Vermont loss, we looked tired against Vermont. And, we didn't have the gas in the tank in the fourth quarter. I mean, we were right there. I mean, we were leading at half. We were in the game the whole time, but we ran out of gas. And I think as a coaching staff, we really got together, and we were like, we've got players. They don't need more reps. They need rest. They know what to do. trusting them and trusting their preparation. So we focused a lot more on how we rest and recover. So we've been typically doing a lot more of like individuals, shooting reps, and then doing 2-day preps. So we haven't talked exactly about what we're going to do, but we do know that they need rest. Some of them, like Jess Tomasetti, she'll be in there probably 6 a.m. tomorrow getting shots up because that woman is like an animal. She's a machine. But, again, to win games and to play the way that we want to play, we want to have fresh legs. So rest and recovery will be a priority.
You have Maine coming in here Monday night in semifinals. What do you expect from that? What do you expect from this matchup?
I expect it to be really tough. I expect it to be a battle. It's always a battle with Maine. We've gone head-to-head in championship games and semifinal games. We had 2 really tough games against them in the regular season, but you almost have to throw the regular season out because March is just so different. Everybody's different. Everybody's playing for something to keep playing. And Amy's a great coach. She's going to have her team well prepared. And we just have to be the best version of ourselves. So we have to do the things that we know that we can do really well to defeat Maine. And that's being very disciplined defensively and having a balanced attack offensively. So, similar to us, they don't have a huge amount of size, but in the size that they do have, Caroline Dotsey coming off the bench has got the 6th player of the year. Caroline Borneman, first team all conference, and she, like Kayla, may not be over 6 foot, but really talented, great inside presence, and the inside out attack of a team that can shoot threes at a high clip, and you're exchanging threes for twos. We really have to lock in on how we're defending and playing, some really talented guards. So we've got our work cut out for us.